Ever feel like you just kind of lost your mojo? Well, that's what we're talking about today on Self-Love Sunday. So let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I provide free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get to it. We're going to talk about how to find your mojo again, get your groove back, all that after narcissistic abuse. Because I know a lot of time, even during sometimes when you're working on getting out, you've figured out what's happening. You figured out what's happening, you're working on getting out of there. You might just decide that you want to get your groove back. All right, so today it's all about getting the groove back. Getting involved in a toxic relationship, as you know, is something that more people deal with than you would think, right? And when you have the mental abuse coming, all the horrible stuff coming from your partner, it really has a tremendously negative effect on you. Would you agree? It can be tough for you to bounce back from the mental abuse that you had to endure, and your self-esteem really suffers because of it. I find that the mental abuse that I was put through by a narcissist was usually an attack by my partner to make me feel worthless or insecure. Would you agree? Partners do it to gain control. We're talking about the toxic partners, obviously. They do it to boost their own ego. They want you to have low self-esteem so that you won't think for yourself. Getting out of a relationship like that is the very first step that you need to take in order to save your own sanity here. There are other things that you're going to need to do to bounce back from the mental abuse. It's really important that you stay active, and that's something I'm working on getting back into because I kind of got a little lazy recently, but Fitbit, we're back. Get out and do things with your family and your friends, because an abuser loves to alienate you from people. They want to keep you secluded so they have plenty of influence over you, right? You want to keep your mind focused on other things so that you don't isolate yourself at home. You aren't dependent on the negative person who's feeding your self-esteem issues. Call up your friends, read uplifting books, concentrate on a project like redecorating your house or your office. By the way, I'm redecorating my office. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got rid of the big leather couch and now I have a pretty pink chair. I've done a lot of changes already. My office manager, Melina, is coming over tomorrow to help me finish it up. So if you want a tour of my office when it's all finished, give me a like and a comment so that I know to give you that. All right? Okay. Carrying on. Do whatever it takes to keep you going is my point. If you have a job, continue to work and take note of the goals and achievements that you have there. If you don't have a job, you better look for one or decide to start your own business or whatever. Do something to not only help you financially, but also help you stay busy. Staying busy is really important. Working can get your mind off your problems. I know it always has worked for me, and give you the necessary affirmation that you can do whatever you want, okay? Whatever you put your mind to, and that you're not worthless. In fact, you're limitless. That's so much better. Avoid jumping into relationships until you're really fully healed emotionally. We've talked about this before. You're more likely to fall for other partners just like your ex if you don't give yourself time to heal and figure out what you really want. You don't want to get in the same situation as you were and repeat the cycle of abuse. That's not healthy for you, is it? So don't waste your time on thinking about your ex too much, whether it's negative or otherwise, or thinking about the narcissist, whether they were your ex or your whatever. Some people make the mistake of spending a lot of time with thoughts on how much they hate their former partners or the narcissist they separated from or the parent they separated from, that they just wish they could get revenge. But listen, if you continue to let yourself feel angry and hate it or like this, okay, first of all, we've talked before about how it affects your health, right? But here's another thing. You know, it kind of makes your life suck if you're mad all the time, if you're angry all the time. So release the anger and focus on what's important to you, what you can control. We've talked about this a gazillion times. You know what it is, right? It's you and your own perception. It's time to move forward with your life, right? Don't be afraid to reach out for some professional help if you need to. A professional could help you work through your feelings, help you build your self-esteem back up. You know, I can help you with that. A therapist can help you with that. Even a really good support group like SPAN, which if you're interested, go to queenbeeing.com/SPAN. It's free. It's my group, and I have an amazing, amazing team of beautiful, strong admins who are really, really engaged. And of course, my office staff helps a little bit too. And I'm in there periodically, pretty often. Don't let a toxic relationship break your spirit, is my point. You deserve better than that. So how do you build confidence in yourself one day at a time? Many of us have goals and dreams that we envision for our lives, but without confidence, we're not going to get anywhere, right? Building up your confidence again, or for the first time, depending on who that narcissist was to you and how long you were with them, it's going to give you the motivation that you need to get everything you want in your life. So here are some exercises you can try to work on your self-esteem every day, okay? Are you ready? Self-Love Sunday. All right. Y'all know number one for me is always a journal, okay? A confidence boosting journal should contain positive things you did for that day. A lot of people get a lot of stuff done in 24 hours, but most people don't think, oh, I went and bought this new chair today as an achievement. But listen, this is an achievement, okay? By putting because I only paid $50 and it has a matching ottoman. What? You'll see it all tomorrow or the next day whenever I do the video tour if you want it. Anyway, by putting your thoughts in a journal every day, you see how they build up over the days, weeks, months, years. You can start with simple things like 5 ways you paid a random act of kindness today, or 3 things you did that help further your career, or like I always say, 10 things you can be grateful for and 3 things you love about yourself. That's a really good vibrational combination, okay? It can be something as simple as holding the door open for a little old lady or reading a book about saving for retirement. As you look back on your entries of positive things, it is going to give you motivation to achieve even more. Number 2, list your goals in baby steps. I love baby steps. So instead of setting down a goal to accomplish the whole thing at one time, try breaking it down into baby steps. Tiny little steps that you need to meet each day. Each time you can cross off one of your little steps, you gain more confidence in yourself, and you're going to empower yourself to really reach the next step until you've achieved that primary goal. If your goal is to save money for vacation, you can plan little $5 things or throw all your change in at the end of the day. One time I did that. I just stopped spending change, and I started, anytime they gave me change, I'd throw it in the bottom of my purse. Each week I'd clean out my purse and I would put the change in the coffee can. Well, that was the first year I was a single mom after I went through my divorce. And so I actually took that coffee can up to our local grocery store called Schnucks, and they had those coin machines where you could dump them in. Yeah. So here's what I did. This is a little tip for you single moms out there. Try this, because within, I think, about 3 or 4 months, I had like $170, but at the time I only had one child, and $170 could provide a pretty awesome Christmas for one kid when you're careful and you know how to save money. So that's how I bought his Christmas that year. It was pretty cool. See, I could have been sad that I had to save my change to buy my child Christmas that year. But instead, I was so excited, and I told everybody about it, which I know I'm such a nerd, but I don't really care if people think it's lame that I had to buy my kids Christmas with coins that year. That it was a great Christmas for him, and it was a great Christmas for me because I did it by myself. I was strong enough to do it. So yay for me. Anyway, it's Self-Love Sunday. Okay, point is, you're going to feel really good knowing you've done 7 things for yourself in 1 week, rather than waiting until you suddenly have $1,000 falling into your lap all of a sudden, because you know how often that happens, right? Right. Plus, if you fail to achieve big goals, it really diminishes the self-confidence that you have. Even if it's a little bit, it's going to take it right away from you. So small goals and baby steps can help you to gain the self-esteem you're lacking. Number 3, and this is my final one for today, read inspirational quotes, do daily affirmations, and watch your favorite YouTuber or several of your favorite YouTubers each day. People who make you feel inspired, people who make you feel like, yes, okay? Check out queenbeeing.com. Get a book with lots of inspirational self-quotes or self-esteem. You can check out all of my books at booksangiewrote.com. Read something that, or watch something every day that makes you feel, oh, that's good, I like that, that's good, I like the way that feels. Hey, you can even add it to your daily journal entry. If today's inspirational quote, talks about greeting everyone you meet, that day instead of avoiding eye contact, which sometimes we start doing after we've been with the narcissist for a while, because sometimes they get mad at us if we make eye contact with other people. Yeah. Try it. Try it that day. In fact, today, I know I'm a little late. I apologize for that. It's kind of like Self-Love Sunday prime time instead of morning. I'm sorry. But tell me, do you like prime time better or you prefer the morning? Because if you prefer the morning, I'll try to get back to it next week. It was just crazy with all the office things today. Anyway, but I'm very excited. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Okay. At the end of the day, you can journal anything as one more positive thing that you accomplished. I'll be journaling that I accomplished this office today, and hopefully that I didn't lose too many of y'all over being late for my Self-Love Sunday thing. So accepting yourself is the first step to building self-esteem. It's not possible to feel positive about yourself if you can't accept yourself. Self-acceptance is the level of happiness and satisfaction that you have with yourself. Many mental health professionals believe that self-acceptance is necessary before any change can happen. Okay? If you're feeling stuck, a lack of self-acceptance might be the first challenge to overcome. Accepting your flaws allows you to change them, my friend. Learn to accept yourself and enjoy the person you are. You got this, okay? Let go of critical stuff in the back of your head. Overly critical parents don't have bad children. They're just lousy parents, okay? You have to let go of those things that if your parents put bad things in your head, let those things go. There's little to be gained by focusing on it. Forgive them as much as you can and move forward. Don't judge yourself based on your parents and what they thought about you or think about you, unless it's good. It's really a reflection of them, not you. Number 2, volunteer if you can. No easier way to convince yourself that you're worthy of self-acceptance than to volunteer your time with someone who needs you. Prove yourself to yourself. Not a bad thing. Number 3, be proud of your strengths. It's hard to accept yourself if you're constantly reminding yourself of your weaknesses. Make a long list that you can return to in the future and keep adding to it every single day. Even the smallest positive is a good thing, okay? I'm a good person, I have good friends, blah, blah, blah. Number 4, forgive yourself. If you're constantly focused on all the things you did wrong in the past, guess what? Life's gonna suck. Chalk up those bad experiences to experience. Chalk them up. Bad choices, it's in the past. You can't change it. Don't dwell on it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Everybody makes bad choices sometimes, okay? Everybody makes bad choices. Chalk those bad choices up to experience and move on. Everybody does the best they can. There's always going to be a time when you're less capable than someone else. So what? You can do better next time. Like, I'm not good at all the things. Everybody has things they suck at. I suck at some things too. That's why Melina's coming over to help me put the organizational touches on my office tomorrow. I suck at that stuff. But, whatever. Number 5, and my final point for the day. Let go of the goals that you can't reach. You're not going to become an astronaut if you're 65 years old, okay? You're going to have to do something different. So maybe you want to be a space expert, or, maybe you want to talk about how you could have been an astronaut on YouTube. I don't know. The point is there's a time to let it go and there's a time to change direction. And so if there's something, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you're trying to fix a broken relationship and you're sitting here watching this video, identifying with my videos or any other person who talks about narcissistic abuse, maybe that time is now. Maybe your goal that you want to change isn't your personal one as much as it is let me say that again, not your professional one, more so your personal one. Don't think I'm locking you into professional stuff here. What I'm saying is your goal should be ultimately to be happy. It is Self-Love Sunday. You gotta love yourself today, at least. Let this moment be the moment you decide to make some plans that are good for you and plausible for you, and plans that excite you. Keep the negative self-talk out of it and be authentic. Be who you really are and be okay with it. Don't apologize for who you are anymore. Living honestly is scary, my friend, but oh, it's easy and it's beautiful. People really do admire and respect people who can be real. Recognize it. Recognize you're worthy and recognize that everybody deserves forgiveness, and that includes you, my friend. Forgive yourself. Self-acceptance, fancy word for tolerating yourself. Bottom line, nobody's perfect. You accept your friends and your family, and even though they're all flawed, right? You need to give yourself a break. Give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, Okay? Focus on the positive traits and forgive yourself for your flaws and your mistakes. Accept yourself as you are. Now, it is time for the Self-Love Sunday question of the day. Question of the day is, have you struggled with your self-esteem or your self-image during or after narcissistic abuse? How did you manage? What would you tell a friend who is dealing with the same situation? Share your thoughts and your experiences in the comments below, and let's discuss it. All right? That's all I've got for you today. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me for a primetime Self-Love Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow morning for my usual daily video. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And as always, thanks for letting me be a part of your day and a part of your life. And hey, thanks for being a part of mine. It really does mean a lot to me. See you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together. What's your purpose in life? How do you know? That's what we're talking about today at QueenBeing.com on Self-Love Sunday. Let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. Does that sound good to you? If so, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. So guess what day it is? That's right, Self-Love Sunday. How can finding your purpose make you happy? There's a quote by Albert Schweitzer who said, "The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others." Think about it for a minute. Finding your purpose definitely becomes a lot easier when you think about it in those sort of terms. What skills do you have? What traits do you have that could help other people? How could you build your life or your business around those skills if that was something that you wanted to do? But what does any of that have to do with making you happy? Taking the time to figure out how you can help other people and then doing that is a powerful thing. We're social creatures and we are hardwired to help people in our communities. When we make it a daily goal to do that, it's an incredibly rewarding experience. And I can actually say that I have that experience with you guys, and so thank you for that. Sure, part of it is because, we'll be thanked, we'll be recognized for what we're doing. You guys tell me thank you, it totally makes my day anytime anybody says I've helped them or they've enjoyed a video because it made them think about something different. That's only just a small part of it. There's a certain validation that comes when you're doing what you're supposed to do. It feels right to you. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you don't, stay with me because we're going to get this figured out for you, okay? Here's the best part. To be totally honest with you, doing something good for people that you never even get praise for also makes you feel good. So if you give someone money when they need it, or you give someone food when they need it, and you never mention it to anyone, it changes your life almost as much. It makes you feel good. It gives you the good vibes. There's sort of an internal reward built in there. It makes us feel good about ourselves. Our self-worth begins to grow with it, and so does our self-esteem. Or think about it this way. What would make you feel better? I mean, personally, one of the reasons I do what I do here is because it's what would have made me feel better when I was in the situation that you're in now. You understand what I'm saying? Would you rather go about your day shoveling papers and answering the phone and putting in time at a desk and then have nothing to show for it at the end of the day? Or would you feel fulfilled and more happy if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that you had made a difference in someone's life in a good way? What if that paperwork that you did at your desk that day helped someone find a place to live? Or what if those calls that you made sure that someone, a little girl, a little boy, didn't go to bed hungry tonight? What if you taught a class and it helped a young mom stay with her baby and stay home and still contribute to her family? What if you found your purpose, whatever that may be, and you made a real difference in someone's life? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't it make you feel happier? Wouldn't it give you a sense of accomplishment? Spend a little bit of time figuring out what it is that you can do to help other people in your life. Think about how you could serve other people and what a difference it could make in their lives today. In other words, spend a little time figuring out what your purpose might be in life and how it could impact the lives of people that you touch every day, be it in person, through a book, or anyway through the internet. That's the beauty of this day and age that we live in right now. We can reach people across the globe. We can make a difference in lives of people across the globe. I literally talk to people in almost every English-speaking country and a couple that don't speak English. My point today on Self-Love Sunday is stop making excuses and start looking for your purpose. When you find your purpose, you can begin to find your own happiness, your own self-worth, and it can change your life for the better. It can stop you from spending time with people who aren't worth your time. It can make your time more precious. On that note, I want to say one more thing before I close up today. I was talking to a client the other day, and I said to her, the busier I get with work, the more precious my time becomes, and the more picky I am about what I do with it. Not only because I don't have a lot of time, it feels like sometimes, but because I have so many different things to do that my time becomes more valuable than money. So time is more valuable than money because you can't get time back. You can't make more time. You can make more money. So think about that as you're going about your day. How are you going to spend your time? I want you to think about those things. How are you spending your time, and is it worth it? Is it worth you? Are you spending your time in a way that is worthy of you and your own awesomeness? Think about it. How do you spend your time? What is your purpose, and what would you rather be doing? Tell me in the comments below. That's the question of the day. The question of the day is, what's your purpose? If you don't know your purpose, would you like to know more about how to find your purpose? I've got courses on it. I've got stuff in the university about it. Of course, all over queenbeeing.com, and I can produce more videos on it if you're interested in that. Just let me know with a like and a comment, all right? I'm wrapping up for now. Right before I go out, though, I'm going to show you what we're doing with my family today around here, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. As always, thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together. How do you stop acting like the person that the narcissist taught you you should be? I'm going to answer that question today in this video. Let's go. Hey survivors, it's Angie Atkinson, and if this is your first time here, then let me just really quickly tell you that on this channel I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Here's the question. Quick question. My narcissistic mother always compares me endlessly with other people's lives. I have just learned to stop expressing my desires and aspirations for my life. When people ask me what I want, I just stay quiet, and it becomes this awkward moment of, oh, are you okay? My question is, how do you break yourself from the silence conditioning that the narcissist has trained you to be? For the last few years, I've been having this symptom lacking the emotional connection that I want to have with friends. Thanks a bunch. That is a great question. And here's my response. First of all, I just want to say, nobody deserves that. I've experienced it. I think we've all probably experienced something like that at the hands of a narcissist. I remember being in a situation where I felt the need to talk to people because they were asking me questions about myself, but my first assumption was they were just being polite and they didn't really want to know, so I would always just push it off to the side. Oh, enough about me, let's talk about you. And then I got to the point where I realized that, okay, some people really did want to hear what I had to say, but then, well, I just didn't know what to do. I found myself not knowing how to talk about myself is what I'm trying to say here. So how do you become yourself again after narcissistic abuse? How do you learn how to talk about yourself and be a normal person? And why would I say something like that? Well, because the fact is that when we go through this, we become so accustomed to not talking about ourselves that we forget how. We become so accustomed to always deferring to the narcissist or whoever that we forget how to talk about ourselves. We're not comfortable being ourselves in every situation, at least initially when we get out of narcissistic abuse. Would that be agreeable? So most people say that they're 90% themselves with close friends, 50% themselves with casual acquaintances, and pretty much not themselves when it comes to strangers. Being your true self in every situation and every setting is scary. But ultimately, it's empowering, and it can even be relaxing when you learn to do it the right way. Imagine the relief you're going to feel when you learn how to do this. You won't have to worry about what other people think of you. You can just be yourself and be okay with that. You can be yourself, and you can take control of your life again. It's a beautiful thing, my friend. It's quite shocking. It's quite shocking. So here's how you become yourself and you take back your life again. All right? Number 1, meditate. I know. It quiets that part of you that judges things. It quiets your ego. It gives you insight into yourself in a way that you might not otherwise get. It's kind of a good thing. Number 2, tell the truth. When you're truthful, you show who you are. You reveal yourself. And my friend, yourself is a beautiful thing. It's called unconditional self-love. So be honest about your mistakes. Be honest about your shortcomings. And work with it. Number 3, be unique. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand out from the crowd this time. You know, you spend enough time in the shadow of the narcissist. Step forward and take on your true form. Like, let yourself hang out in all of your glory. And I don't mean that literally necessarily. You know, keep your clothes on unless you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. But what music do you listen to when you're alone? Let me ask you that. Is it different than the music you listen to around other people? There was a time in my life when I had to just admit, look, okay, I like 90s music. What? How do you dress when you're by yourself versus how you are with other people? How does your inner self dress? Is your inner self a little sexier than your outer self? Just a thought. Do you keep the unique parts of yourself private, or are you willing to share them with the world? It's a good idea. Number 4. Notice your crutches. What are the things that you're holding on to that are holding you back? Is it Raggy Road ice cream, mindless internet surfing, a double vanilla latte cafe, skinny whatever? If you're using crutches to deal with boredom and they're not helping you in some way, then that could be blocking you from being your true self. I don't really think this is a huge deal. I think personally, the purpose of a particular crutch should be discovered, and maybe in some cases you can stop using those crutches and kind of just see for yourself what happens. There is such a thing as being able to allow yourself to be imperfect. Okay, for example, I've talked about this before, but I had this whole thing where I need to have like 1 hour of alone time a day where I'm not working, where I just need to like be by myself. And sometimes that's hard when you have kids and a husband and a really busy life. So I just make allowances for it. If that means I have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, fine. Not a problem. You know, I make allowances. I give myself a little leeway. I make exceptions to my rules sometimes. And I make sure that I get my little weirdnesses taken care of. And I'm okay with it. That's the thing. I'm embracing my flaws and I am understanding myself better. And that's something you guys can do too. So I want to talk about being authentic. Okay, the fact is that we are conditioned by the narcissist to believe that we should be a certain way, and that way doesn't always fit with who we are. So we become inauthentic as a narcissist's plaything. When the narcissist puts us in our place, as it were, and then we finally are away from the narcissist or trying to go away from the narcissist and trying to rediscover ourselves, we don't even know who ourselves are. And if we've been with a narcissist for our whole lives or several years, like most of our adult life, like I know a lot of you guys have been, we don't even really always know who we are now because life has changed. People, you know, you've had kids or you've gotten older or both, or you've gone to school. Something has happened. Your life has changed. And so sometimes you don't really know who you are after abuse because you couldn't be the same person even if you didn't meet the narcissist. You know what I'm saying? You naturally evolve in years. And when the narcissist is involved, you evolve in a very unhealthy way that isn't really you. You feel me? Okay. So when you find yourself lying to people or being inauthentic or hiding parts of yourself, I want you to take a moment and I want you to ask yourself, why am I doing that? What is it that's making me think it's okay to hold myself back this way? Something to think about. All right. Number 6, I want you to spend time doing things that you really love to do and really enjoy. Okay. What do you really enjoy? Do you play softball so that you'll like fit in at work or something, and you're really not into softball? Or, would you rather take like some, dirty dancing lessons or something fun like that? Or spend free time doing things that you're more passionate about? That's it. Spend free time doing things you care about. Look, I used to blog in my spare time, okay? And it turned into my whole career. Find something that you're passionate about, that you love to do, and just do it on the side. See what happens. Just for fun. You never know. Even if it's fishing, you could still, go fishing and really enjoy yourself. Kind of also helps with that meditation thing. I want to make a comment really quickly before I move on to number 7, and that is with the meditation thing. I know for me, I don't like to sit still and be quiet for very long. So and not do anything. So what I like to do is walk and listen to music while I meditate. So if you are one of those people that has that issue too, there's a tip. Okay, back to the program. Number 7, do one thing you want to do, but you're scared to do it. What do I mean? Well, look, let's say you want to play the cello. You've always wanted to play the cello, but you're like 35 or 55 or whatever, and you're like, what am I going to go sit next to the kids in the cello class? Yep, if you want to, you can do that. You can take private lessons. Play that cello, girl or guy. All right. What if you are going to an acting class? What if you've always wanted to be an actor? Well, should you not do that because you can't expect to become a famous actor at this point? Well, maybe you could. You never know what could happen. But even if you're just doing it for fun, even if you think you're terrible at it, so what? Go do it. It's fun. Be your authentic self, my friend. You've got to love yourself unconditionally, and that includes indulging your artistic side and the side of you that wants to stand up and be a rock star sometimes. You feel me? Everyone secretly wants to be the person to have the nerve to do something out of the box, unconventional, different. Everyone you know might still be stifled or bored, but that doesn't mean you have to be, okay? You can rise above all of that. That's what I'm saying. So number 8, give your opinion. Not necessarily all the time, okay? But give your opinion if it won't hurt someone else. If you're going to see a movie with some friends, be like, I want to see this movie. If your family is like, should we go to the park or the pool? Be like, come on, I got a new bikini, let's go to the pool, or whatever. Let your opinion be known. This is something that you forgot how to do, I'm sure, if you were with a narcissist for very long. And don't assume that you don't have rights and that your vote isn't as equal as everyone else's from now on. Don't waste your breath on people who you know can't hear you. Little tip from me to you about a narcissist. So one last thing though, if your sister is like, hey, how do I look at this dress? Be careful. But other than that, state your opinion. Don't hurt people. That's what I'm saying. Number 9, go outside. An indoor environment is unnatural. Even though I'm sure you can hear all my background noise from my freaking neighbors using their lawnmowers. I should have closed the window before I started. The air in here is a little bit fresh, but I still need to go outside. You guys need to go outside because outside you feel the sun. You hear the birds. You feel the grass beneath your feet if you're like not scared to walk barefoot in the grass. You get yourself into a more natural environment. Sometimes it can help you to feel more authentic. Give it a try. If it's not your thing, I understand, but give it a try. Even just go out on the porch or go to the beach. Look, I'm not a camping person. I'm more of a glamping person. Like if I was going to go camping, I would be like, well, can we just camp in a hotel or whatever and get massages and stuff? But I do have respect for going outside. I love to go outside, and you guys, if you've been around very long, you saw me doing my vlogs before on my front porch every single day. I love to go outside. Some people want to get like super into nature. I like to be outside. I like to be in nature, but I like to plant things and all that, but I don't want to sleep outside. I think that's my limit. I just don't want to sleep outside. Off topic. Moving on. Number 10, strengthen your boundaries. When your boundaries are weak, your true self becomes smothered. These are the places that we allow other people to determine the rules and set the frame. You'll know these places by the high amount of energy they drain from you. Overcome your need to fit in. Overcome your need to impress other people. No matter what you do, some people are going to be impressed. Other people won't. Why worry about it? You, my friend, Do you believe that you're an amazing person? If you don't, it's time to start doing that. Because the fact is that you become what you believe that you are. You are what you say you are. You are what you feel you are. Begin to feel like the person you want to be, and you will be that person. The person you want to be is secretly that person inside of you right now. So all you have to do is allow him or her to come to the surface. Reveal your true self to yourself, to the world, to everybody else in your life, and watch what happens. It's amazing. Serious. Allow yourself to be amazing, my friend. Allow yourself to be amazing. Now it's time for the question of the day. The question of the day is, have you ever felt the way that this commenter felt? Have you ever felt like you couldn't talk about yourself? Like when someone asked you a question about yourself that you were stumped, you didn't know what to say, or you just didn't believe that they were really interested, and so you didn't say. And did you ever feel uncomfortable talking about yourself after narcissistic abuse because of the fact that you weren't allowed to do that around the narcissist? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it. You guys know even a single comment can save someone's life, change someone's life. It can tell them your advice. Let us hear it. That's all I've got for you today. I hope that was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day. Leave me a comment. I've been trying to pick a comment almost every video to respond to by video. So if you leave me a comment, you may get a video response from me tomorrow. Never know. So otherwise, though, I will respond in the comments. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot. Take it now. And the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together. Do you ever feel like all these self-help gurus are full of shit when they tell you about the law of attraction? Do you ever feel like your thoughts alone just aren't quite enough to bring about meaningful change in your life? A lot of those self-help gurus will even tell you to believe that the universe can deliver your wishes to your front door if you just ask in the right manner. Me? Doesn't really matter what I believe. When it comes to the point of this video, let me just say this. I know that it works, and I'm walking proof of it myself. Maybe you believe the law of attraction works. Maybe you're not convinced. Either way, you're not alone. In fact, some people doubt the power of the law of attraction, and a lot of people are skeptics. What's a skeptic to do? Well, that's what we're talking about in today's video. So let's get started. My name's Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. But first, do you have your coffee? Let's do this. So if you're one of those people who, like me, is a gotta see it to believe it kind of person, well, you might like to know that there's one law of the universe that works very reliably. It's the law of cause and effect. You don't believe me? No worries, my left brain friend. This idea is easy to prove. If you stand in front of a hot stove and you place your hand firmly on the stove burner, what's going to happen? Well, if the stove is turned on, you're going to get burned, right? If you drop something heavy on your foot, well, what's going to happen? It's going to fall and it's going to hurt your foot. If you follow directions accurately to make a cake, what's going to happen? You're going to get a cake out of the deal. As it turns out, the law of cause and effect may be the most universal law of all. So how can the law of cause and effect help you? You have to know that what you say and what you do and what you feel are ultimately the controlling factors in all of this. So this is great news. All you have to do is take the appropriate actions and you're going to get the results that you really want. Thoughts can dictate your actions, but the power of your thoughts is only seen when you take action. The universe is not against you, my friend. Success and failure, they're not personal. Believe it or not. If you bake a cake, the cake turns out the same, regardless of your education, regardless of your skin color, your religion, or your favorite sports team. Mixing the proper ingredients in the proper amounts and baking for the proper duration at the proper temperature are the only factors that matter, right? You are not doomed to be a failure at anything. If you follow a success recipe for any endeavor in your life, guess what? you're going to be successful. It's true. Most outcomes are pretty logical. Over time, you reap what you sow. If you're kind to people, you can expect that most people, they'll be kind to you. Mistreating people on a regular basis, probably going to yield different results, right? Eating too many cakes brings obvious results too. Preparing and studying for exams brings good results. The failure to do so brings the opposite results. It doesn't matter if you believe the universe is out to punish you, the outcome for your actions will be the same. All of this suggests that your thoughts are not relevant, right? Well, that's not exactly true. See, while you can successfully bake a cake while holding thoughts that your cake will never bake properly, you won't try if your thoughts are too negative. You bring about what you think about, my friend. So remember, having positive thoughts makes the required actions possible in order to meet your goal. Here's a tip. Negative thoughts can be a blocker to taking advantage of the law of cause and effect. I'm going to share with you 3 super simple ways that the law of cause and effect can work for you. Number 1, understand the cause and effect of relationships when it comes to your goal or desire. We all know we've been in toxic relationships, so what actions are most likely to lead to the results that we desire? Well, do some research and find out, my friend. Find people who are knowledgeable in that area and ask questions. If you're talking about a toxic relationship, ask me. If you're talking about, how to be famous on YouTube, ask Nick Nimmin or Tim Schmoyer. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, take inspired action and move toward the goal. Remind yourself that if you take proper actions, your results are guaranteed. Yeah, it's true. Monitor your thoughts and ensure that it's not your thoughts that are holding you back. And number 3, keep going. Consistently taking actions that have led other people to success will carry you to the same destination. So expect that success may take time. Trust that your actions will be enough. Perseverance is power, my friend. Even if success has eluded you in the past, you can rely on the law of cause and effect to hold true. Focus on taking the actions that lead to your desired outcome. Remember, no one has ever followed a cake recipe and received an apple pie from their efforts, okay? When it comes to the law of attraction, you get what you expect. When it comes to the law of cause and effect, you get the results you deserve. One last thing, don't let anyone fool you into thinking that wishful thinking is gonna hand you a cake. Inspired action is always necessary, but remember that it shouldn't feel like work. Rather, you should feel energized, excited, and focused when you're taking inspired action. That's how you're gonna know you're on the right track, my friend. That's all I've got for you today. Have a wonderful day. Now it's time for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, do you believe in the law of attraction? Do you believe in the law of cause and effect? Have those things worked in your life, and how so? Share your thoughts and your experiences in the comments below. And stay tuned for my next video in this series. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. Have a great day. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together. What's the neuroscience behind emotional intelligence, and how does it affect us in our lives? Well, that's what we're talking about today at queenbeing.com. So hey, let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. If that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and let's get going. Do you have your coffee? Let's go. So the neuroscience of emotional intelligence, what does that mean exactly? Well, our EQ is a crucial measurement of our ability to understand ourselves and other people and to identify and regulate emotion. Guess who has a very low EQ? Probably your narcissist. The EQ can predict our career success, our relationships, and more. So it's really an important and highly valuable asset to have, right? Emotional intelligence appears to correlate with IQ, and it is generally thought that you can train your emotional intelligence by learning to better understand your motivation and the motivations and the actions of other people. How about that? Who do we know that could benefit from that? Narcissists? Oh, yeah, good. Okay. But while emotional intelligence can certainly be broken down into a series of learnable abilities, it is also strongly linked to our personalities and to the neurological processes. In many ways, our capacity for understanding emotions and controlling our own emotions is biological, as in we were born that way. But stick with me and we're going to talk about how all of this works. Okay, let's start with emotions. Our emotions are generally regulated by neurotransmitters and by hormones that our body releases in response to a range of different stimuli. So a good example of that would be when the body releases endorphins or feel-good hormones, and these act as antidepressants which help us combat pain and stress. They're produced when we think about people we love and when we're very happy. Oh, and also when we exercise. Meanwhile, we also produce cortisol, the stress hormone. We do that when we think about things that make us anxious or when we wake up to our alarm clock, cortisol. We produce norepinephrine when we're scared, melatonin when we're tired, and dopamine when we're focused and motivated. Ultimately, these chemicals tell our brain how we should feel about certain things, whether we should remember them, and how our body should respond. But everyone has different levels of these chemicals, meaning some people are just naturally happier than other people. The good news is that tools like cognitive behavior therapy can teach us to control our reactions to things by seeing them in a different way, reframing as it were. This is the first step toward better emotional intelligence. Let's talk about empathy. Empathy, it turns out, is controlled by mirror neurons, okay, which fire in the brain when we see other people. When we see someone get rejected by a crush on TV, our mirror neurons fire off and we feel sad for that person. Likewise, when we see someone smiling at us, our mirror neurons fire and we produce serotonin and we feel happier. See? This is what gives us empathy. This is what largely makes it possible for many of our social interactions. At the same time, when you see someone smile, you will tend to automatically copy that gesture and smile yourself. This in turn can lead to something we call facial feedback, which basically means that we produce neurotransmitters that are keeping in with the expression that we're pulling. So what does that mean? It means if you smile, your body is programmed to make you feel better. How about that? Your body recognizes that that smile means happy and it gives you more of those happy hormones, happy neurotransmitters. So if you want to feel better, try smiling. Yeah, it works. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Tell me, how do you feel about emotional quotient? How do you feel about EQ? Here's the question of the day. Do you think that you have a high EQ or a low EQ? Do you think that even if you have a high EQ, do you think you can benefit from more knowledge about the EQ? And how do you think EQ fits with narcissism? I'll tell you a little tip. It doesn't. Most narcissists have very low EQs. We could talk about that in another video though. I'm going to wrap up for now. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below and let's talk about this. If you'd like me to produce more videos on EQ, let me know in the comments and give me a like. All right? I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thanks so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. And hey, thanks for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. See you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body. Take care of your soul. Nurture the real you and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot. Take it now. And the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together. Good morning, survivors, and happy Tuesday. Today, we're going to talk about how to move on after you make a bad choice, because I think we all have made a few of those, haven't we? All right, so let's get started. My name is Angie Atkinson, and this channel is all about teaching you what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. But first, do you have your coffee? Today I'm using this plain white cup that just happens to be the very perfect size, and I cannot recall where I bought it from. I want to say it's another dollar store cup, and maybe somebody put it in a gift package for me. I can't remember. I've had it for many years. I asked my son this morning if he remembered where I got it, and he said, I think it's just always been here, Mom. So I'm guessing I've had it at least 13 years. Before we get started, my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I provide free daily video coaching for survivors of narcissistic abuse to help you discover, understand, and overcome the abuse in your life and take your life to a whole new level. How do you move on after a bad decision? They say that the more mistakes that you make, the more successful you become. That might be true, but you can deal with your bad decisions effectively before you can move forward. And if you don't, it won't work. There's a process to making most decisions, good or bad. Let's talk about the bad side, shall we, today? I hate to do that. Sometimes it's helpful. If you can benefit from your good decisions and your poor decisions, life is easy. Unfortunately, our natural instincts make it challenging and ultimately our natural instincts make it very hard to actually benefit from poor choices that we make in our life. When you consider the issues that are involved with that, we become upset, we withdraw, we distract ourselves, we feel embarrassed, or we might just give up altogether. Look, when you can benefit from bad decisions, there are no bad decisions. Can't go back and change the past. So let's just discuss what we can do. Let's talk about some strategies. Number one, learn the lesson. So every bad decision has a lesson to teach us. It can be a painful one. It can help us to examine our bad choices. It can be painful to examine our bad choices. Do you know what's even more painful though? Making the same mistake again. Take a little time. Figure out what it is that you can learn from your unwise decision. That's number one. Number two, you gotta move on. There's just absolutely nothing to be gained by sitting around and beating yourself up about your mistakes. A poor decision that you've never made isn't a bad thing. It's just life. Number three, take responsibility. You were part of the problem. Whether we like to admit it or not, we were part of the problem. There's just no getting around that. Taking responsibility allows you to take control of the situation, okay? You made the mess so you can fix it. Now, listen carefully. I want to say this, I am not saying that it is your fault that you were abused by a narcissist. What I am saying is you can make a better choice now. You don't have to be stuck in abuse. Number four, talk it out. If you can't let go of your mistake, spend some time talking with a loyal friend. An outsider often has a more reasonable perspective. So pick up the phone and give someone a call that can help you figure this out, okay? Maybe you want to get a coach like me, or maybe you want to talk to a therapist or a friend or a family member. Find someone to listen to you and help you make the right choice if you need to. Number five, stay present. It's really easy to let your mind run wild after having made a bad choice. I've done it. I'm sure you guys have done it too. There's nothing to see here, nothing to see there. It's hard to stay in the present moment when things are going wrong all around you. Allowing your mind to wander is just a form of distraction. Take a moment and pay attention to what is happening right now. Mindfulness, my friend. I've done videos on this before. If you'd like me to do more, give me a like and a comment so I know that you need that, okay? All right, number six, take preventative measures in the future. How can you prevent a similar bad thing from happening in the future? Did you put yourself into a situation where there was no good option? I know I did for a while. Or did you merely just make the wrong call? Whether this is about your decision to be with a narcissist or it's about something else entirely, sometimes we make decisions that are completely unrelated to the narcissist and they still suck. We're people, we're humans, it can happen. So when you make a bad choice, you have the right to correct it in some cases. I mean, if you can't take it back, you can't take it back. So take preventative measures in the future to avoid making the same mistake again. Number seven, remember what you do still have. Be grateful for the things that are in your life. Sure, maybe you lost your business or you lost your partner, but that doesn't have to be the end of the world. Take a moment to remind yourself of the wonderful things you still have. That's why I think it's so important to do your 10 daily gratitudes and your 3 things you love about yourself every day, 10 and 3. It really does help you. It helps you to get in the right vibrational space. It's a very healthy, good thing, my friend. Number 8, everybody makes more than a few mistakes. So if you accept the consequences of your choice and you move forward, it's impossible to always make perfect decisions. So you have to give yourself a little breathing room there. Don't beat yourself up for making choices in your life, okay? Choices happen. They're not always perfect, but you're not perfect. And so when they say that people who make mistakes, the most mistakes are the most successful. That's because those people are trying and doing things. So don't beat yourself up for having made a wrong choice. Stay focused on making the right choices in the future and learn something from this choice. Do you see what I'm saying? And forgive yourself. Most of all, forgive yourself. Number 9, remember that your next good decision is going to feel so much better. A vacation only feels good because you contrast it with work, right? Spend 6 months in a Florida condo and see how excited you still are. I can't speak to that. I've only been in a Florida condo for I think at the most 2 weeks, But I do love a good Florida Conto, can't lie. Your bad decisions are going to make your good decisions much more enjoyable in the future. Number 10, and this is another big one, you are not your decisions, and this is hard for all of us to hold on to, right? You are separate from the choices that you make. Bad choices don't make you bad any more than good choices make you good. Your decisions don't define you. Bad decisions aren't that bad after all. In fact, you can benefit from all of your previous bad choices right now. So I've got a little exercise for you today that might help you. I want you to first of all remember, you can benefit from your previous bad choices right now. So make a list today of every poor decision you've made in the last, say, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever you want. Maybe bad decisions, all of them that you've ever made. I mean, for me, that would be a ridiculously long list, so I'd probably just go back a year or two. But whatever works for you. Now, I want you to go through the process of learning from each of them. What are the decisions you can learn from? Imagine if you had done the same process after each mistake that you made in your life. Your life would be your life would be really different. I want you to remember that everybody makes mistakes. The best way to deal with a mistake is to make the most of one. So spend a few minutes each week reviewing any bad choices that you made and taking a moment to learn from them. Most importantly, you can avoid repeating them, especially the big terrible ones, like getting stuck with a narcissist, right? It wasn't your fault. You didn't know they were a narcissist. Move on from your bad decisions and benefit from them. I promise you, it works. I'm going to wrap up for now. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later today for another video. As always, thank you for letting me be a part of your day and a part of your life, and thanks for being a part of mine. It really does mean so much to me. I'll see you soon. It's my mission to teach others what I know to be true. You really can create the life you want. Take care of your body, take care of your soul, nurture the real you, and introduce him or her to the world. Be comfortable in your own skin and in your place in this world. Take your spot, take it now, and the universe will take its cue from you. You feel me? If so, subscribe to my channel. Let's get it done together.